Revive the Golden City with new Eldlich support. I preferred if we left the Golden City where it was. I don't know, but to be fair to all the Eldlich enjoyers, I actually don't think I think the Eldlich cards are cool. I do think the Eldlich cards are cool. I just felt like, you know, they've always been paired with floodgates, but that's a different story, of course. Look, if I'm telling you guys that with Runic the floodgates are the problem, the same also applies to Eldlich. So just to be fair here, I think the Eldlich cards are cool. I do think the Eldlich cards are pretty like grindy and all that. I actually do like the concept of the Eldlich cards. So if they just banned the floodgates, it'd be all good. We have Angel Kaido of the Golden Land. Level 10 Dark Zombie Fusion Effect monster. Materials, Eldlich the Golden Lord plus any zombie monster. Must be fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by tributing a light zombie monster while you have Eldlich the Golden Lord on your field or in your graveyard, and only once per turn. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon an Eldlich monster from your deck, extra deck, or graveyard. Oh, extra deck. So, what level is the Golden Lord? I forgot. Is Golden Lord 10 or 11? I felt like it was 11. Is it 10? It's 10. Okay. So, you can make rank 10s with this, right? Because you don't have to tribute the Golden Lord. If you have the Golden Lord and one of the trap cards on the field, right? You can tribute the trap card, which is good in multiple ways because you want the trap card to go to the graveyard so you can use its search effect. And you get a free level 10 body that you can turn into like Varudras. Plus, if you leave it on the field and it goes to the graveyard, you can even tutor out an Eldlich monster from deck. This is a good support card. This is very nice. This is pretty good. Yeah, very good. It's basically a Link 1 for the trap monsters for Eldlich, which is pretty good. Right? But you don't have to, you don't want to use it as thing. Yeah, but you can also link with it, right? If you're not locked out of the extra deck, you can also just make SP, for example, and then this will also trigger. Right? Raw, I'm a dinosaur. Thank you for the 10 gifties. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. D-Stein, thank you for the 28 months. Merry Christmas to you as well. And Valorant, thank you for the 3. Appreciate the support, everybody. This is pretty good. All right. And then we have Elixir of the Exalted Golden Land. Continuous trap card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Pay 800 life points, then activate one of these effects. Special summon this card as a normal monster. It is also still a trap. Then, if you control Eldlich the Golden Lord, you can return a monster on the field to the hand. Or, set one of your banished Golden Lands trap card. Hold up. We've got 2 more gifties from Valorant, and we've got 10 from Starkle. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Very, very kind of you. Appreciate the Christmas presents. Thank you so much. It helps a lot. This card is phenomenal, no? So, here's the thing, right? What I like about this card is that you activate it as a continuous trap card, and then it's your choice when you basically pop off and summon it, or like, because this card gives you infinite recursion, and I think this is something that the Eldlich cards like were lacking, because all of the Eldlich cards banished themselves to get you new cards, right? So like you banish them to get another one, and one real like thing against Eldlich, at least in the games where they didn't just floodgate you, right, was running them out of specific ones of their cards, right? Like eventually they would run out of Sanguine, or they could run out of the Conquistador, which is the one that pops a card, right? Or Huaquero, which is the one that banishes from the graveyard. Like it was a real thing that Eldlich sometimes ran into, like running out of those cards because they were banished and the deck didn't have a way to get them back from the banished pile. So having this now, where you just activate it and every single turn you can just reset your banished trap cards, is really good. But if at any point you need the card to be an interruption, it can be, right? Like you can just summon it out and return a monster, which at that point you lose the ability to set. Like you can't set anymore because the card is gone from your continuous trap zone, because now it's a monster, but it's still like very good. It's also a level 10, yeah. Okay, so just 2 new Eldlich cards, but I feel like this is a big deal. So this one is also a golden land, so it's also searchable, right? There's the elixirs. What was it? The elixirs search the golden lands or something. Wait, is this both? I'm confused. Isn't it like, wasn't it either elixirs or golden lands beforehand? Oh, and this is just both. Wait, that's even better. I didn't even realize that that's even better, because that means both of them can search it. It's also a good rabbit target. Oh yeah, I guess if you can turn the Eldlich deck into a little bit more like a deck that's less reliant on floodgates, but more on actually like winning the game in a normal way, you could make rabbit. Pretty good. These are cool. I like those. Life Twin support. Now, this one I have already seen, but I still really wanted to talk about it. So here we go. Life Twin Lila Suite. A dark spellcaster level 2. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your Life Twin card, you can discard this card, negate that opponent's effect. If this card is in your graveyard and you control a Kill monster, you can special summon this card, but you cannot special summon from the extra deck while you control this monster, except fiends. This card is good, but I don't think it's particularly broken, because it's going to be a weird, mediocre draw. It's kind of like a better version of Lila Treat. Because if you are familiar with Life Twins, right? Like the way Life Twins are played, you're using the Lila and the Kill as your starters, and then you play like for Kill. There was also a Kill Frost, which the effect of Kill Frost was fine. Like it was good. It's the one that you can banish from the graveyard to draw an extra card. That one was played sometimes, but it was always a mediocre draw. Lila Treat, I don't even know what Lila Treat's secondary effect was, because it was so bad. Like Lila Treat was basically unplayable. This one is a better replacement for Lila Treat. So that way, when you start with Kill, you can summon this one, and it actually gives you a good graveyard effect. And when you draw it, it's not as bad, because it stops your Life Twins from getting Veilered or Impermed or Ashed or even Maxied, right? Like in the OCG or Master Duel, right? Like you normal summon a Life Twin, your opponent Maxies. Lila Suite is just basically a Called by the Grave, which is pretty good. That is pretty good. It protects your small Life Twins if you draw it, so it's a good card. But here's the real I just said that without even, I forgot what its name was, but I was about to say here's the real deal, and it was going to be a cringe thing. No, yeah. Here's what it's really about. Evil Twin Kill deal. All right, link 1. 1 Kill monster. You can only link summon Evil Twin Kill deal once per turn. You can only use the effect of this card's name once per turn. You can send a Lila monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. Apply this effect for the rest of the turn. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your Kill or Lila monster effect, draw a card. Now, okay, so here are the stages that I went through when I talked about this card with some friends. All right, so I read it. The first, someone posted the link to it and was like, "Have you guys seen this?" So I go look at it. I read the card and I'm like, why is this so crazy? Like, because I see like the way I read it is like it's a good card. Because you just turn your Kill before you link into the link 2, you just turn your Kill into this, and you get a free send for a Lila monster, which you can send this one for free, which means there's basically another free body, like 1 extra body later in the combo. Or you can also send the Evil Twins Lila and Kill from your extra deck, the link 4, for a send from the field, right? That has a good graveyard effect. But overall, I didn't understand why people said this card was so crazy. Right? Like I didn't really understand why it was it was so hyped until someone pointed to me and said, "Hey, this thing is a light fiend." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I did not real. That's why it's so busted." So what you do, all right? What you do is you go normal summon one of the life twins, summon the other one. You make the link 1. You use the link 1's effect to get a free send. I don't know what you send. Either you send this one or you send the one from the extra deck, the link 4. And then you have Kissikill. You have the Kissikill link monster, and you have the evil twin, the other life twin, the Lila. Before you go into your link 2 evil twins, you just go Fiendsmith combo, and on top of the life twins. It's broken that you can do that. That is very, very good. Now, the only thing that I guess remains to be seen is what exactly happens with the Fiendsmith engine when we get those cards, because it's these cards are a couple months down the line. But like, if these cards existed right now, we would not be playing Magical Musketeers in Fiendsmith. We would not be playing Kashtira cards probably in Fiendsmith. We would just be playing Life Twin Fiendsmith right now. That is what we would be doing. And that would be crazy. The only thing about that deck that would be like genuinely horrible is Uvalos would murder it. Uvalos murders Life Twins. All right? I just want to put that out there. All right? Like, if you normal summon a Life Twin and you get Uvalos, it's over. Like, you're not doing anything meaningful, like, because all of those plays, the Life Twin and the Fiendsmith plays, they just require too many extra deck summons or summons from deck. Like, it's just not happening. But you can. This card can negate Fuvalos if you play 3 and you start with Life Twin, they Fuvalos. But what do you do then if you get Fuvalos and draw face? Like, if this card exists, right? That's the thing you have to realize. If this card exists and people know it exists, then people are just gonna Fuvalos or Maxi you in draw phase. At least game 2 and 3. Maybe not game 1, but game 2 and 3, you're gonna get Fuvalos in draw phase. So like, you know. But these cards are very good. These cards are very good. But overall, still, I don't think this is too broken of support. I still think it's being overrated a little bit. Cyber Dragon support is also in Alliance Insight. Alliance Insight just has a bunch of really nostalgic support. So we have Cyber Jormungandr, which is a light machine, level 5. Has the reverse stats of Cyber Dragon, I think, 1021. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then take a Cyber Dragon from your deck and either special summon it or equip it to this card. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except machines. You can return a Cyber Dragon you control to the hand, add a polymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So the idea with this thing is you're trying to go second, which I don't even know. Is Cyber Dragon at the moment still a blind second deck? Because I haven't played against it in so long. Do they go first now or do they go second still? Okay, I'm getting mixed responses right now, but all right. It can go first, but it still likes to go second. Is the overall vibe I'm getting. All right, in a concept where you still choose second, this is a pretty good card, right? Because it's pretty low commitment. You just like start with summoning it, and then you get a free Cyber Dragon and the free polymerization, because that's the idea here. Is you're supposed to put a Cyber Dragon onto the field either as a summon or equip, and then return it to the hand to also get the poly. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if having to put polymerization in your Cyber Dragon deck is a bonus or a negative, because I don't think they were playing that card, right? They were using other ways to fusion summon, but they weren't really running poly. I don't know if that is something that you would even want to do, which is kind of weird. But all right. We have Cyber Dark Worm. Dark Machine, level 5. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon when all the field are in the graveyard. If this card is in your hand or grave and you have another machine cyber monster on your field or in your grave, you can send a Cyber Dragon monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, special summon this card, then you can add a Cyber Spell Trap from your graveyard to your hand. Now, this card is just broken. This card is just beyond ridiculous. This is circular. This is circular, but it also comes back from the graveyard. Why once per duel though? Because it's freaking broken. First of all, all right? I think a once per duel restriction is kind of cringe anyways. If you're like, I don't think it's a good justification to make a card giga broken. You're like, oh, we'll make it giga broken, but at least it's once per duel. Bro, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels often only have one turn. That's not a good justification to make the card broken. Anyways. The only good thing about this, in my opinion, in terms of balancing, is that it's not a starter, right? Like, you have to have another machine cyber monster on your field or graveyard to use it. That isn't much of a cost, though, because you're going to be playing a lot of those, right? But I think I would have really liked if this restriction, also you can't special summon for the rest of this turn except machine monsters, this restriction needed to be on this card. And it would have still been phenomenal Cyber Dragon support. In my opinion, this is incredibly dangerous to not put that restriction on this one, because this is the way more powerful card. Why does this one have that restriction? It's only good going second, and what it does is arguably even fine. Like, this thing is just like okay. Why does this have the restriction? Why not? This one is busted. Anyways, I don't know, it's probably okay, but like, still, when I read this one, I was like, it's a crazy decision to make these two cards and be like, the restriction should be on this one because I said so. Like, it makes no sense, but I guess it's fine. You guys let me know if you think. I'm noticing that we're getting like more minimal support here. Like, it's for each of these archetypes, it's only been like 2 cards. Like for Eldlich, for Life Twin, and for Cyber Dragon. These are all the tactical tri-decks, right? Like, they're trying to give support to the people that have started or picked the game up again with like there was a Life Twin deck, there was a Cyber Dragon deck, I'm pretty sure. There might also, I think Eldlich was also one of them, right? Is there any other tactical tries? Was it 3? They revealed new Argostar cards. Okay, we'll look at those later. It was just those 3? Okay, yeah. More support for Argostars. We have the text down here. Those are the images. 2 more Argostars cards. Now, Argostars has not done anything in the OCG so far. I thought it was an archetype that looked fun, but not very good. So I'm hoping for some good support here. We have Argostars Fierce Parthia, level 4 Earth Warrior effect monster. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they only had 1 monster beforehand, and that definitely was a problem. I think it was that archetype relying around continuous traps summoning themselves, right? And there was only 1 monster in it. So we get a second monster, level 4 warrior. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's with this card's name again. Of cards with this card's name once per turn. Quick effect. You can reveal this card in your hand, return a face-up Argostars continuous trap to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card. This card gains 700 attack and defense for each other Argostars monster you control with different names. You can banish this card from your field, set a continuous trap from your hand, and if you do, you can activate it the turn it was set. This sounds like a fun card to play with, because you can also dodge like removal on your continuous traps. Like, if your opponent tries to destroy them, you can get them back to your hand, and then you can even reset them with her other effect from the field. Not bad. And then we have Argostars Giant Killing, quick play spell card. You can only use either the first or second effect of the effect of cards with this card's name per turn and only one stat turn. Add an Argostars monster from your deck to your hand. Then, if you have a continuous trap in your monster zone or a continuous trap in your spell trap zone, with an effect to special summon itself as a monster, you can immediately normal summon a warrior. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your grave, then target 2 cards on the field, including an Argostars continuous trap, return them to the hand. Now, that card's phenomenal. That card is phenomenal, right? Like, it's Rhoda with great bonus effects. It's Rhoda, but it can also be double summon, and it can also, like, bounce opponent's monster. You can't use both effects on the same turn. I think that's important to point out. It's 1 or 2, but it is not both. But it's still pretty good. I think Argostars probably needed more than just 2 cards. But it's still it's good support, but I don't think it's enough. Is my first impression. The downside is it adds an Argostar. A card that adds something from your deck to your hand is pretty good. However, yeah, you're adding an Argostar. Fair enough. Yeah, that is a downside for sure. Yeah. Now, in all honesty, though, I think these cards are good. It's just the question is always, is it enough for Argostars? And I don't know if that is the case.